What's up, guys? It's KB. Make sure you subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Click the bell icon down below so you don't miss a single video from us. And thanks for tuning in to another video from Underground Sports Philadelphia. Now let's get into it.
Philadelphia, baby, you're going to love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome into another Victory Monday edition of Underground Sports Philadelphia. It's KB. It's Victory Monday. The Eagles get another win. They're 13-1 on the season. And joining me like he has for the past couple of Sundays, becoming a recurring character on this show, KB, coming at you from Underground Studios. And joining me from the Pitts Cave there in Massachusetts, the host with the most, the people's champ, Patty Pitts.
How we doing, Kyle? Your Eagles won. It's a Victory Monday here, so I'm going to also feed off your vibes because, my teams, the Lions did well, but my hometown boys really fumbled the bag.
I was gonna say, are you Patty Pitts or are you Sadie Pitts?
Oh, ha, that's funny.
What was better? Was the Lions win better for you, or the Patriots loss worse for you?
The Patriots loss was worse for me, just because of the fact they should have won against the Raiders. There should not have been any issue. The Raiders have, I think, one of the worst passing defenses in the league. This was the game that Mac Jones should have just stuck the bird to Patricia and just gone out there and throw the football and treat it like it's backyard football.
Yeah.
My issue is totally with Patricia, and yes, Mac made his mistakes like he always does. He's not perfect every game. No one is. But, dude, this Patriots team is so far away from what we've seen in the past. Just undisciplined, just inmates running the asylum and not the intelligent ones. It's chaos and shenanigans over there, which is nice because I can then go and be like, all right, Lions, the team that I gave a shot, kind of like a plant. You plant the seeds in there, you water it and give it love.
You sound like Nick Sirianni right there.
It's basically tomato potatoes, person-wise. But the Lions are like a fun football team to watch. They are an extremely entertaining team to watch week in and week out because not only are they moving the ball downfield with actual offense, but they're taking chances. It's like they want to win football games, which the Patriots doesn't look like they want to win football games right now. It's very frustrating. So it's been a weird Sunday, and I got booted from fantasy playoffs. So
tough.
We're thriving here in the Pitts Cave.
We're going to talk all about the NFL. We're going to talk Eagles. We're going to talk, the landscape of the NFL playoffs after all the craziness that went down today, the importance of Christmas Eve. We're going to dive into more MLB free agent signings as a lot of guys on the move that are big names now off the market. And we're also going to talk about the Sixers getting the job done the past few games. Are they quote-unquote back? And we're going to dive into Pitts' power rankings as well, brought to you by Trophy Smack. And make sure you guys are following us on the socials, Twitter and Instagram. Don't know how much we can promote the pod on Twitter right now, just due to the lunacy that is Twitter's rules and regs right now. But you can follow us on Twitter at UndergroundPHI, same as Instagram. You can follow me on Twitter at KBIZZL311 and KBIZZLE11 on Instagram. You follow Pitts on Twitter at Pat_Pitts. What's the IG?
Yeah, I was just about to throw it out there for everyone. Hold on, I gotta get it's Pitsy 32 or 35.
I think it's 35. I know it's 35.
It's 35, yeah. It's
Pitsy 35. So follow him on the IGs. Facebook.com/Underground Sports PHI. Subscribe to the podcast feed. Subscribe. Apple, Spotify. Leave those 5-star ratings and reviews. It goes a long way for the show continuing to grow, helping us get it to that next level where we want it to hit as we get set for year 5 coming up in just a couple of months.
Crazy.
It'll be year 5. So go subscribe. and leave those 5-star reviews over on the Apple Podcasts. And of course, subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. That's where you get full video podcasts, you get original content, you get live streams, you get pack openings, you get a whole bunch of stuff over on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@Underground Sports Philadelphia. We're at 330 subscribers right now.
Okay.
20 away from our year-end goal, which would be huge for us to hit if we can. So go subscribe, be a friend, tell a friend, smash that like button, ring the bell icon, comment down below your thoughts on the Birds, the Phils, the Sixers. Oh, we're also going to talk about the Flyers because there's some interesting shit going on with that team. There's some interesting shit going on with that team.
Okay, you can talk about them.
And it's not good. It's not good, so you'll be loving it. Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. The team the team's irrelevant, and it's just something that like I've never seen in sports before. So we'll dive into that later on as well. But go subscribe to the YouTube channel. Big shout out to our sponsors who make this show happen: Main Auto LLC, Security 21 Security Systems, Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated, and the Dental Wellness Center of Vineland. And, of course, our amazing merch partners at PHI Apparel Company. Guys, they're the best in the business. And when you're going out to the bars, when you're going to games, when you're hanging out, you know, hosting house parties for watch parties of, you know, the Birds, the Sixers, the holidays, you're going to stand out in the crowd with our friends at PHI Apparel Company with their unique designs. They're the official merch partners of Underground Sports Philadelphia. You guys can go get that unique merch, including official Underground Sports Philadelphia podcast merch for all of our shows. And you can use code UNDERGROUND for 10% off when you shop at phiapparel.co. That's phiapparel.co for 10% off any apparel order from our friends at PHI Apparel Company when you use code UNDERGROUND. Pitts, let's get into it. It's Victory Monday as everybody's listening and watching to this for the Birds. A gutsy, like demoralizing, difficult to watch game as the Eagles squeak one out against the Chicago Bears 25-20. Some amazing quotes coming out of this game afterwards in the locker room to the media about this game. Did you get a chance to catch any of this game?
Yeah, I caught I didn't catch any of the post-game comments or quotes, but what seemed to me is that the Eagles just kept the Bears around. You know, they didn't put them away when they should have. You know, it wasn't anything, you know, outlandish or, you know, bad necessarily that they did inconsistent. It was just like they kept coming back. Justin Fields just kept making that, you know, those plays. The thing to me that was just, it hurts is just unbelievable. I mean, yeah. If you need someone to keep you in that game, like that's the thing. I never thought the Eagles were out of it when watching it, just because it's like, all right, Hurts is there. A.J. Brown, who was very disappointing for me in the first half, out of nowhere, just not out of nowhere, but out of the half, comes in and just 880 yards. Like that's what makes this team so good is that, yeah, Devonta Smith can do what he did, but then you have Miles Sanders and Boston Scott was even getting some yards in there. Like they're a very good team, and even though they like should have won by a lot more today, it's still the fact that they won, and that's all that matters.
Yeah. This quote from Jeff McClain, Jordan Mailata. Did you see when Jalen Hurts got hit and everyone thought he got hurt?
No, it wasn't. I was on red.
So he got smacked onto the old new turf out there, but it's actual grass, the new sod, if you will. Jordan Mailata on Jalen Hurts taking hits and popping up, except for the one that took a little longer on. Quote, the one that scared me, he just laid there. I ran over and said, stay down. Obviously, you stay down. They call timeout, help you get off the field and everything. Jalen Hurts said, pick me the fuck up. And Mailata said, yes, sir. Team is incredible.
That is awesome.
This team is really them. They really are them.
Like that's such like you don't see that with the Patriots or anything right now. So to see that with the Eagles it's nice. Like
it's amazing.
That's a contender. That is a team who has all eyes on one mission.
It's so funny. Awesome. I mean, this was the biggest adversity Jalen Hurts faced all year. 2 interceptions in this game, where he came into this game throwing only 3 all year.
Very characteristic.
Very weird coaching attack to this game as well. not really utilizing the run game with Miles Sanders that much. Nick Sirianni said they just like what the matchups were in the passing game, and you obviously see that with Devontae and AJ with what they
Yeah.
did. But very weird to not get Miles Sanders going and kind of have a two-way street with both the run and pass game. It was a lot of designed runs for Jalen Hurts that I didn't really understand. But the Eagles get a win nonetheless, and a win is a win. And I think this is just another gutsy performance similar to that Colts game where Jalen Hurts put the team on his back in the second half. He shook off those interceptions, and Brandon Graham said in the locker room, at halftime, he said, "Hey, we got you. The defense has you. You're fine. Like bounce. You're gonna bounce back." And then he
Yeah.
does it to the tune of throwing for 300 yards, rushing for 3 touchdowns, and the Eagles win this game. I think this just adds, like we've talked about the past couple Sundays, Matt and I have talked about the past couple Wednesdays. This just adds to the MVP conversation for Jalen Hurts, where he can put the team on his back. He's overcoming adversity. Sure, it's against a dog shit team in the Chicago Bears, but it seems like they've got a quarterback.
Yeah,
Justin
Bears,
Fields
yeah.
has been pretty impressive now that they've allowed him to use his legs.
Yeah.
And Jalen Hurts was just not afraid. Like, he was like, we're not losing this game, was kind of the
Yeah.
energy he was giving off in my eyes. I still think, even though Mahomes overcame a even worse situation against a 1-win Texans team today in
I'll
overtime,
mention that. I'll mention that in my power rankings. Yeah, ridiculous. That's
Crazy.
why I'm still all in on Hurts as MVP, just because he threw 2 interceptions, but you didn't feel that the Eagles were out of it or that the Bears were going to win it at all. You just knew that he was going to get it done because he's been doing it all season. Essentially,
that's what this whole team does too, and that's the fun part. And like, I forget who said it, so I apologize to who did. The rationale that so many like media talking heads have now, where like they try to like dissect the MVP race down to a core, and it's like, oh well, they can't be MVP because they're getting help from so and so, and this, that, and the third. It's like, bruh, do you see what they're doing? Because they have those guys. Like, the reason that they're able to do that, yes, is because of those guys. But those guys are doing what they're doing because of who's getting them the ball. And when I say them, I mean Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes, who should be the only 2 guys in the MVP conversation right now.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would put Josh Allen in there just because it's Josh Allen.
Sure, but let's not forget Josh Allen had a month of October or September where he looked like absolutely pedestrian.
Oh, I agree. I'm just saying people are going to put him in there.
For sure.
Conversation.
But I think he's in that he's in that same tier as Tua, where like it's Tua, Joe Burrow, and Josh Allen are kind of like over here, and then it's Jalen and Mahomes that are going toe to toe right now, trying to get to the finish line in that final round of Mario Kart.
Yes, I would agree. I would agree with that. Great Mario Kart reference too, by the way.
Thank you. Somebody also likened it to last year's MVP race between Brady and Rodgers, where on paper Brady probably, you could have made the argument he was the MVP, similar to Mahomes right now.
Could have been, yeah.
But Jalen Hurts had the better overall like completion percentage, better touchdown to interception ratio, just like Aaron Rodgers did last year, and Rodgers ends up winning the MVP. I think that's something people need to pay attention to as well. Like, even though like some stats for quarterbacks shouldn't matter, I think those are stats that should matter. Completion percentage, touchdown to interception ratio, like that's a big deal.
No, yeah, those are I would say the most important stats when it comes to a quarterback. So if Hurts has got that lead in there, I also just the MVP race over the past few seasons to me has just not mattered in a sense because Rodgers wins it, but like exactly what Rodgers is going to do when he gets to the playoffs, and Brady obviously there's a little bit difference there. Hurts is someone this year where it's like, no, he might not. He could get there. We don't know yet. There's that that's where I think the MVP needs to go because if we just give it, it's Mahomes and because he's Pat Mahomes, like no, Hurts is having the best year of a quarterback and probably the most valuable player to their team's success or its team's success, whatever.
Do you want to be mind blown by a stat that I saw today that blew my mind?
Yeah,
Jalen Hurts is one rushing touchdown away from tying or breaking Cam Newton's single season rushing touchdown record by a quarterback.
And is that when he won MVP?
Yep.
Okay, so there you go.
When the Panthers went to the Super Bowl.
Okay, so there you go. Like that's
That's
Cam Newton.
crazy to think about. Like
It is
when
crazy.
Cam did that, like obviously that was what,
2015.
so 7 years ago now. But like
Oh,
Cam did that. That was ahead of his time. Like
Way
Cam was
ahead of his time.
revolutionizing like the sport again, kind of like Michael Vick did. And we were talking about Cam Newton in that same vein of like, wow, he's like this new era Michael Vick, but he's bigger, stronger, faster, like doing it at a different, scale than what Michael Vick was doing. And even though Vick was doing it in an era where it was unprecedented, Cam was doing it at a much bigger stature, where Cam's like, what, 6'5", 6'6", and like just this massive human being, and still doing what Michael Vick was able to do at a much leaner and smaller stature. Jalen Hurts is kind of like a combination of the both.
And the thing is that the thing that separates Hurts from Newton and Michael Vick, well, not Michael Vick, I think would put him more closer to the Vick with his throw power. The fact that he can actually throw the ball and he's not so reliant on his legs to get him yards makes him so much. The difference there between him and Cam Newton for potential wise is so great. The gap is so big just because of how well Hurts can pass. And not only that, Cam was putting up good passing numbers, but who was he passing to? Jericho Cotchery was one of his receivers.
Yeah.
Like Hurts has AJ Brown, Devonta Smith. You know what? Fuck it. Quez Watkins. You of all people know how much of a disdain I had for Quez Watkins for a while. And he has came full circle with me. Just the fact that he's filled into a nice 3 role. Dude, it's perfect. Like the Eagles have the most well-rounded offenses in the league right now, and I am jealous of that. It's not my primary team.
They're arguably this is maybe some bias involved, but like just from taking it in every week, they're the most well-rounded team outside of special teams.
Yeah, I would agree.
Like offense and defense wise, like you put them toe to toe with any team in the league, like I feel confident.
Oh, I feel confident. Yeah, it's you put them against any team, it's going to be a knockout, drag out, shoot 'em battle. It's not going to be some blowout either side. They can play with the best of them in this league.
Yeah, and then to make this day even better, an early Christmas gift from old Saint Doug Peterson. It's the Jacksonville Jaguars in overtime.
Bro.
Stun the Dallas Cowboys with an interception return for a touchdown. And Santa Doug delivers for Philadelphia once again. Let's all go get some ice cream. Jaguars win 40-34. And I wish I would have been recording it, but my dad and I were jumping in my living room like the Eagles had just won another game back-to-back. It was incredible vibes. The fact that Dak Prescott's mediocre ass lost again. The fact that Micah Parsons was talking all this shit this week.
All that shit.
All that shit. Oh, this Jalen Hurts is just a system quarterback. And talking and talking. Well, but guess what, motherfucker? You overlooked the Jacksonville Jaguars and you caught that L. Now, Christmas Eve means way more to us than it does to you. Your season for the NFC East for the number 1 seed is over, buddy. Micah.
It's
Micah.
so over.
Come out and play.
There's no way the Cowboys can win the division now. It's just that
There's a long shot way, but there's no shot that it's happening.
Yeah, dude. It's close in hand. The point is, the Cowboys exposed themselves today so badly against this Jaguars team. I'm going to give the Jaguars some credit, though. They're a good team.
They're solid. They're very solid.
They're slowly becoming.
They're like a year or two away from being like back in the mix.
I threw out this today when I was at Jimmy Crocs that the Jags could win the division next year. Like there's a very real possibility that next year the Jags could be division contenders.
They're the only team in that division that has a quarterback solution long term.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. And Trevor's not bad.
Titans
Trevor looks
have
good.
nothing. Derrick Henry's gonna be a free agent after next year. The Colts are a mess. The Texans are a mess.
Oh, the Colts are
Trevor's
so
a
far
very
away.
solid
Oh,
quarterback. I think he's only gonna get better. They
yes.
have a running back. They gave Christian Kirk a boatload of money, and he's been very solid. Zay Jones has been a very good wide receiver too. And they've got one of the best coaches in NFL history in Doug Peterson.
They just flashed it on the touchdown. They're flashing it.
Wow.
Noah Brown, shout out to you, man.
Yeah, downtown Noah Brown.
That was so bad. That was one of the.
Did you see the slow-mo of the interception too? Like how close it was to hitting the ground, and just the awareness that I'm blanking on who got the interception, but the way he like shoveled his hands underneath to where the ball was going to prevent it from hitting the ground, and then being able to keep his balance and run for a touchdown was so impressive to me.
Oh, it was the fact that he had the hand-eye coordination to actually do it is insane.
Micah.
You guys are
Micah.
gonna bully that poor linebacker.
Dude, the fact that game is Christmas Eve, 4:25, essentially prime time.
It's prime time on Christmas Eve.
If the Eagles win, I should say when the Eagles win,
Manifest.
they not only clinch the NFC East title, but they clinch the number 1 seed in the NFC.
That's fucking
with 2
wild.
games to go.
Yeah, just play Gardner Minshew, honestly.
Well, play the starters for like 3 quarters against the Saints, so you get that dub over them and knock their draft pick down, which is our
true.
draft pick.
Yeah, you gotta be strategic. Gotta be strategic there. Okay.
It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing that the Cowboys choked it away. Just choked it away. I wish the Colts would have came through on Saturday against the Vikings.
Yeah.
That was a bit of a bummer.
Dude, that game was ridiculous. The fact the Vikings won that game is astounding to me. Just astounding.
It's crazy. It's the largest comeback in NFL history.
Yep. And no better quarterback to hold that record than Matt fucking Ryan.
Philly boy.
He's from Philly?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yep.
BC boy.
Went to Penn Charter.
Yeah, they went to BC, so that makes sense for why he can't close games. So
Go Birds.
Go Birds, baby. Go Birds.
The ones that get it, and the ones that don't.
You know. That's a real one.
Oh man, but the Eagles win, the Cowboys lose. We got a battle. We got a mid-off tonight on Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, this is pretty
between
not gonna lie.
Washington and the Giants, essentially for a playoff berth, is what this comes down to.
Yeah.
How hilarious would it be if it's the first time in NFL history that we get a team with 2 ties?
Dude, if they tie,
So electric.
I will shit my pants. That would be the
So electric.
That would be the funniest thing ever.
Need it.
I think I would have to go on some sort of like rant about how mediocre those 2 teams are. Like, it is unbelievable.
Damn, my boy's having a mid-off. But Pitts, I doubt those 2 teams or the teams that are playing in the much worse Monday Night Football game on Monday night are in your power rankings.
Yeah, Kyle, I'm going to...
How disgusting of a Monday night game do we have on deck with the Packers and the Rams?
Apparently it's supposed to be like snowing out too. Baker Mayfield at Lambeau starting for the Rams against the Packers, who are out of playoffs and should be starting Jordan Love. We live in nonsense. This is nonsensical times.
No Aaron Donald in that game either.
Yeah, that is massive for but it doesn't matter. I still think that the Rodgers is still gonna find a way to suck for 3/4 of the game and then be like, oh, I have to turn it on now and take some Wiccan potion from his. Do you know what his girlfriend's name? Do you know what Aaron
Blue
Rodgers...
something.
Blue of Earth.
Yeah.
He is blue of Earth. Not 70% of her is blue. All of it. All of it is blue. All right.
She's in the new Avatar movie.
Yeah, she is in the Avatar movie.
She is the Way of Water.
No, it's not Zoe Saldana. Fun fact: it is Aaron Rodgers' Wiccan girlfriend.
She is the Way of Water.
That's.
But I think that brings us to
It does.
the Pat Pitts power rankings heading into week
16.
16. It's brought to you by our friends at Trophy Smack. Guys, there's no better way to upgrade your fantasy smack talk than with our friends at Trophy Smack. They've got belts, they've got rings, they've got trophies, they've got metal wall art, they've got last place trophies. It's the best way to talk that talk in your fantasy football, your fantasy baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, whatever it may be, your leagues. Go to trophysmack.com/underground to start upgrading your fantasy smack talk. That's trophysmack.com/underground. trophysmack.com/underground. Start upgrading that smack talk. Pitts, we're gonna set the tone here. We're gonna give you that solo dolo here.
Oh, here we go.
And I'm gonna hit the music.
There we go. All right, I got my power rankings here in my handy notebook. Power rankings going into week 16. Number 10, Broncos country. Let's ride. Russell Wilson finally has fell off the wagon. You got ripened to ride shotgun and lead you guys to victory. Number 9, I would put them higher, but the Chiefs, you almost lost to the Texans. That should be like punishment, but your punishment is you're at number 9. So Vikings, number 8, you're not really frauds. The jury came back and it was inconclusive. Hung jury, so you're sticking at 8. Chargers with the win. Nice win against the Titans. It seemed like the Titans just hate Malik Willis, so I'll give you that you found Mike Vrabel's spot there. But Chargers, like, you could work your way into a playoff spot after the bullshit that happened in Vegas today, so congrats on that nonsense. Jags, Dougie P, listen, I love the Jags heading into the future. Jags with a massive win against the Cowboys. We love that in Philadelphia every time the Cowboys lose. So, Jags, you're not in the top 5 spot, but you're inching in there at 6. Number 5, though, 49ers. I know they played on Thursday, and people already forgot they played. But here's the thing. I didn't. All right? The champ doesn't forget. Because the Niners' defense was incredible. They played so well against Geno Smith and the Seahawks. And honestly, you could throw in Mr. Magoo at quarterback, and he'll probably still have 111 yards and a touchdown. Number 4, Bengals. Dude, Tom Brady. God damn, dude. I am so sorry. Whatever you did to piss off God, I'm so sorry. Joe Burrow just is taking your life, and the Bengals at 4. Bills, you win against the Dolphins. Massive win against a division rival, and pretty much another win to securing your number 1 overall spot. Eagles, obviously, 2. All right, shout out to my Eagles. You did a great win today. You're not at 1 because you know why? Number 1 are the goddamn Motor City Lions. Listen, the Lions are have won 6 out of their last 7. Yeah, you could say, well, they only beat the Jets on a field goal. Well, the fact that the Jets just didn't even think Brock Wright was all the way over to the left, it's ridiculous that they just left them that wide open. So, Lions at number 1, they're going to make a playoff spot. They're going to win at least a game, and they're going to turn heads. Everyone should be watching out for the Lions heading into week 16. The champ is spoke. Here we go.
And there it is, the Pat Pitts Power Rankings brought to you by Trophy Smack. Pitts. Run through them one more time, one more again for the people.
One more time for everyone watching at home. We got Broncos at 10, Chiefs at 9, Vikings at 8, Chargers at 7, Jags at 6, 49ers at 5, Cincinnati Bengals at 4, Bills at 3, Eagles at 2, and my one pride hashtag Lions at numero uno.
And that's the Pat Pitts Power Rankings for Week 16, brought to you by Trophy Smack. Lions and Eagles, I think, only teams who have won 6 out of their last 7.
That's why they're the 1 and 2, baby. I know my shit. That's why I'm holding the belt and you're not. Let's go.
Oh, it's incredible. That's incredible. That's one of my new favorite segments.
It's so
it's so funny, especially with the music behind it. It's just electric.
How shocked were you when I said Broncos country? Let's ride a 10.
I wanted to fall out of my chair.
You did not expect that.
The only thing I would have added to that would have been a Wild and Out reference where it would have been pick up and ripping and ripping and ripping.
Ripping and yeah. Damn, I haven't watched Wild Out in so long.
Speaking of Wild and Out, I saw one of the funniest tweets of all time this week. It was just the shelf at the grocery store with all the cranberry juice, and it said, damn, cranberry juice will have a baby with anybody. And it was all the different flavors, like cran apple, cran grape, all that stuff. And someone quote tweeted and said, Nick Cranon.
Dude, I was about to say Nick Cannon being the host of Wildin' Out is so perfect, but because he's just wilding out every time he dates someone. It's just like unbelievable. He's wilding. Like I
When I
want a
saw
kid.
Nick
Like,
Cranon, I almost collapsed.
Nick Cannon is top 5. That's incredible. That's
Oh
so
man. Pitts, let's get into some MLB free agency talk. Some big names off the
what?
board
Yes.
that affect both of our teams.
Both. I was about to say we were talking about it over at the Kronk apartment, and I'll tell you this, and I really hope you have a different opinion because, God, they're so negative. It feels like I'm around like sports talk radio callers sometimes. Like they're just complaining about everything, and they did not have one good thing to say about Justin Tucker. Not Justin Tucker.
Justin Turner.
Thank you, tomato potato. Justin Turner.
Dr. Teeth.
Yeah. Damn it.
Phenomena.
Is he like? So he's 3 years younger than JD.
3 years older.
3 years older. I mean, and the fact that he plays third base.
He's going to be the DH primarily.
DH and still, but what is this a good signing? Because you're the baseball guy to me.
He's fine. Obviously 38. He's nearing the twilight of his career.
Mm-hmm.
How effective he'll be in Boston remains to be seen. He was solid with the Dodgers. Like his career came to life when he was with the Dodgers for the last 7-8 years.
Yeah.
Obviously he's not what he used to be, but if he's not playing third base, I think that's good. Justin Turner, for reference here, stats wise, this past year. Justin Turner. Here we go. So this past year, he had a 2.0 WAR, 130 hits, 13 home runs. He hit 278, 81 RBI, 3 stolen bases, 61 runs, on base percentage of 350, slugged 438, and an OPS of 788.
I just don't think that's 2 years, $22 million worth to me.
I think that's more of he's going to be with you guys this year, and then he's either going to retire or be traded somewhere for the final year of his career.
Okay, that would make sense.
That's my estimation there, is to kind of just hit the first floor that you need to hit salary-wise.
Yeah, front load it. That would make sense.
But yeah, I mean, for the most part, and all of those stats last year for Justin Turner were in 128 games, so he missed, 40 some odd games.
Yeah, so those go up a little bit if he plays like 20 more.
Yeah, I mean, the most games he's played in a career are 151. He's done that twice in 2021 and 2016.
Oh, that's recent, 2021.
So, I mean, he's decent. I think he'll be kind of what your Red Sox need at this phase of where the Red Sox are. Kind of like a mentor type,
Yeah.
He's been to a World Series. He won the Mickey Mouse World Series with the Dodgers.
That's a very good way to put it.
Knows how to win. I'm sure he'll invite Mookie to the holiday party with JD now that JD is in LA.
So rude of you. It is so like, it's getting to the point where around here, Mookie trade is like Voldemort at this point. Like you don't want to talk about it because it brings back like really bad memories and like it triggers people. That in March 2020 when Brady left and the bars got shut down on St. Patty's Day, it was like Armageddon. So the fact that we're just losing people like this, and it seems like the Red Sox owners don't even care. Like Shine Bloom does not care about your feelings or your fandom in the Red Sox. Like it's just
happy. I'm so happy we took Big Davey
Dude,
Big Bucks.
My buddy says to me, he goes, "I wish Dombrowski would come back." I'm like, he's not coming back anytime soon.
Nope, he just signed an extension through 2027.
Exactly.
He's not even going to Nashville, like
No.
he was speculated to do after his contract.
No, Dombrowski
He's
was
staying.
a goddamn wizard for the Red Sox.
Oh,
and
he's
the only good thing I would say the Red Sox have currently is Alex Cora. Honestly, that's like the only good thing they got.
You
going.
got some pieces. You still have
Well,
Devers
Mitchell
for
hasn't
now.
retired yet, so there you go. Okay.
Still have Devers. You have Connor Siebold, who I'm a big fan of, former Phil.
Yes. Okay.
Nick Pivetta.
Don't you dare. That is just
Nicky P.
You're just teasing me. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, Trevor Story too, who should
Trevor
be healthy
Story.
this year. But yeah, it's not great as it is here in Philly. And it's even better now.
Open.
It's even better now because Dansby Swanson's no longer in the NL East. Dansby Swanson, the last big shortstop domino off the board, signs a 7-year, $177 million contract with the Chicago Cubs. Hey, Chicago, what do you say? The Cubs get Dansby Swanson. They get Cody Bellinger, putting some pieces together back out there in the north side. But it's big for the Phils that Dansby Swanson's gone. He's been a Phillies killer since he came up with the Braves, and I'm just glad he's gone. I'm glad the Braves finally didn't swindle one of their homegrown players into signing like a 12-year, $47 million contract like they've done with every single guy under the sun. Like the fact that Ronald Acuna Jr. signed a 10-year, $100 million contract with the Braves was just, what are you doing, Ronnie?
Nonsensical. Ridiculous.
Ronnie, what are you doing? The fact that they signed all these guys to these like beyond team friendly deals, like Major League Baseball should be investigating what the Braves are doing. But Dansby Swanson out of the NL East, which is great, and it just adds fuel to the fire in my brain that the NL East is now truly a 2-team race, and it's going to come down to the Phillies and the Mets. And we all know about the Mets. We all know about the Mets. They always choke when it matters. I still think the Braves are going to be very good, but I think this year they're going to be a wild card team.
Yeah, it's just the Phillies are a wagon, man.
Like the Braves don't have pitching that scares me. Like they never have. They thought they had it this year, and we absolutely dummied them in the playoffs. Like the Braves don't have pitching that terrifies me. You know, the Mets have solid pitchers, but they're old.
True.
And the Phillies have a very quality rotation with Zach Wheeler, Aaron Nola, Ranger Suarez, Taijuan Walker, and then potentially 19-year-old Andrew Painter, who is the number one prospect in this system, and he's a fucking horse.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Like,
nice.
First-round pick in 2021, and he's almost ready for the majors.
That's incredible.
At 19.
Yeah, that's lethal if you can get him up there. But, like, do you want to rush him, or...
Well, they said that if of any of the big pitching prospects, he's the one that has the best chance to make the opening day roster this year.
Okay.
I think they'll manage his innings and everything to, you know, make sure he, doesn't get worn out too quickly.
Fair, yeah,
But
his arm doesn't get...
the fact that the Phillies are where we are now, Matt Strom back posting YouTube videos of card openings again.
I'm so jealous you have him. It's not even funny. He was so cool.
I'm gonna get your vibe check. I got Matt's vibe check on Wednesday when we found out his jersey number official with the Phils.
Okay.
Number 25.
Yeah, I like it. 25 is a strong baseball number.
He's got big shoes to fill in Philadelphia. That's Jim Tomei's number.
Oh, TBT to Jim Tomei's stint as a Phil.
Big shoes. But I like it. I like 25. I like Strom with the long hair wearing a number in the 20s.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be very solid in the bullpen. Taijuan Walker officially introduced this week as well to the Philadelphia media, wearing an electric number for a starting pitcher, number 99. Come on.
That's pretty lit. That is
Come
really
on.
like
Taijuan
that.
Walker has been one of my favorite players since like 2016, since I started playing fantasy baseball. Like Dylan and I latched on to being Taijuan Walker's stans, and I've been following him since he was in Arizona. Like, and now that he's a Philly, it's like one of those like, holy shit, one of my favorite players is plays for my team now.
Yeah, that is really cool.
And he's
That's
here for
really
the next 4 years. Like, I'm just so pumped. Like, I'm so excited about Taijuan Walker. Is it April yet? Not that I want to rush through this Eagles season because it feels really magical and like.
All right, let's chill out. All right,
but is it April yet?
No. See, here's the thing. And right now in Boston, usually how sports work. Boston is up here and Philly isn't. It's and now it's the other way around. How do you guys do it? Like we were driving home from my buddy's apartment and we didn't know what to say. We were just like, is this what it's like to be like a fan of a team? Like you're gonna lose in ridiculous ways like this, and you just like this is normal. This is the new normal. And it's not.
It's the majority of my life.
That is so sad. Like I don't know how you guys do it. Like how do you not have the confidence? Be like, yeah, he's gonna go down and score, and your quarterback just gets put 6 feet under by a man you should not have traded away in Chandler Jones, and you get beat by Bowser Jr. in Josh McDaniels and his
Bowser Jr.
Bowser Jr. and his fucking squad. of just old Patriots players mixed in with some like, oh, they would be good Patriots if the Raiders didn't exist. And it's just, oh, it's so frustrating. It is so frustrating the fact to watch that game and you have the Raiders go out there and put on whatever show they did. Josh Jacobs didn't have a good game. It was just like, oh, it's so frustrating. I thank God I have a Patriots podcast. I can rant about this because yeah. You talk now.
Man,
I can't.
Bowser Jr., what a line. I mean, it's making me think more and more that the potential for your guy, Big B, Bill Belichick, to be coming over to the PLL and coaching in the PLL sooner rather than later could be a possibility.
I think if that happened, New England's heads would explode. And I would be the only one sitting here like, I get it. And everyone around me is like SpongeBob meme, like just fire and just like the
We threw out his name.
We threw out his name. It's like we threw out the sport of football. And it's just all across. Like that's gonna happen. And everyone's gonna be like, why is he going to this? What is he doing?
Well, do you want me to add fuel to that fire even more? We'll talk about this on OTB later. Make sure you go subscribe later this week. Sean Quirk, friend of the program, friend of the network, head coach and GM of your Cannons Pits, has stepped down as head coach and GM of the Cannons.
Why?
He recently had heart surgery, so he's recovering from that, and then his kids are in high school and getting ready for college as well, and he's going to continue being involved with the PLL through the PLL Academy, but no longer the head coach.
For his family.
A little
stepping away from the game to focus on his health and family.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't see much of that up here in New England with our stars.
Could you imagine if Big B was coaching the Cannons Lacrosse Club?
Okay.
And coaching with the GOAT, he would have he'd have his next GOAT because he obviously had Brady for all these years. He'd go Lyle Thompson.
I think if you told anybody in New England here that Bill Belichick was going to leave the Patriots and then coach the Cannons with Lyle Thompson, they would ask, who the fuck is Lyle Thompson? And no, you're like, it's just that would blow their minds, which I kind of want to like actually experiment and test that out because it like, obviously we share I understand why you'd say that and it makes sense, but I have no idea where the direction of the Patriots is going for the next like.
We should have you do a man on the street for OTB and just go around asking people if they know what the Cannons Lacrosse Club is and if they know who Lyle Thompson is.
I could easily do that. So
especially now that you have your mini mic.
Now I got the right here. What's up?
It'd be so funny.
Hello there.
You just have a camera like somebody holding your iPhone. Bang.
Oh, I could easily find a stooge to just hold the camera. I could easily find that.
That'd be electric.
Yeah, I could easily do that. My friends live in Boston. Like,
oh, it'd be so.
Oh, he lives right, dude. Oh my god, my buddy lives at that new building that I don't know if you heard of. Like, they would put apartment buildings right next to the garden.
Okay.
So my buddy lives there, and we'll walk out there to like get food or whatever. The amount of homeless and just nut jobs that are just walking around there, that's just content itself.
Oh man. But let's move on. Speaking of the Garden, let's move on to the Sixers. It's brought to you by our friends at Kenwood Beer. It's the official beer of Underground Sports Philadelphia. You can get it now. You get Big Kenny's when you go to the Wells Fargo Center. They are now available. So when you're catching a Sixers, a Flyers, a Wings, or Villanova basketball when they're playing at the Center, go get yourself a Big Kenny. You can also use that all-new and improved Kenny tracker to see who's got Kenwood beer on tap this holiday season and any time of year. KenwoodBeer.com. You got to be 21 or older to do so. And, of course, please drink responsibly. It seems like the Sixers are turning a corner. 5 straight wins now. And they've got themselves a date with the New York Knicks on Christmas, which I hate when the Sixers play on Christmas because it determines my mood. But before that, they've got a game, as you guys are listening to this, on Monday against the Toronto Raptors at home. They've got the Pistons at home on Wednesday, and then they've got the Clippers at home on Festivus before they go to the Garden, not your Garden, Madison Square Garden, to take on the Knicks on Christmas Day at noon. But the Sixers, big win over the Warriors on Friday. They beat the Kings by a landslide by 20 points on Tuesday, beat the Hornets last Sunday, and then that overtime victory against the Lakers a couple of Fridays ago. So
That's a big one.
kind of back on track a little bit. 4 straight wins there since that debacle against the Houston Rockets in overtime on December 5th. I don't know if the Sixers are back. We kind of have like mini strike to them because Doc Rivers is just horrific at coaching, and he's just holding this team back exponentially. And I don't know what Daryl Morey's fascination is with Doc Rivers, but yeah, it seems like the Sixers are finding a groove here. James Harden back in the lineup has been very, very helpful. Embiid has been typical MVP candidate that he probably won't win the MVP, but it would be fitting that a year where the Sixers have been so down bad, Embiid wins the MVP in a season like that. It's been tough. No Tyrese Maxey still with the injury to his foot, but James Harden being back I think has helped a lot. And yeah, the Sixers are Sixering, and it's like nobody really cares because obviously when the season started, the Phillies were on their tear in the postseason going to the World Series. The Eagles are on an absolute tear right now as well. Nobody really needs to worry about the Sixers.
It's like that kid in the back where they're going to get an 85 on the test. They're going to doze off a little bit in the class and, maybe forget to take a few notes, but they're going to do their job. And when it matters, they're going to show up just like they usually do. I mean, I see the Sixers being a playoff team like usual. And I want to clear the air on this because my stance on James Harden is that I want to give some credit to James Harden. I still believe he is a fantastic shooter and all that. My issue is just where you rank him around the others in the league. That's my only concern. With this Sixers team, he's a perfect fit, especially with Maxey out. Still an unreal shooter, all that. I want to clear the air on that.
You hear that, James? He said he likes you. He said you're cute. Holiday spirit right there. But also speaking of the Wells Fargo Center, Pitts, the Philadelphia Flyers. I know you have a disdain for them.
Yeah, it's the one team you will never turn me on, and you turn me to the Sixers, which is like the Celtics rival. So you're not turning me to the rival.
But here is something that is unbelievable. We've got apparent news here. James Van Riemsdyk like on the NHL trade block. So rip my heart out into pieces. My favorite Flyer right now. I got to find this tweet from Jordan Hall, who covers the Flyers for NBC Sports Philadelphia. This was one of the most unbelievable tweets I have seen in quite some time. Flyers have a player here who I want to get this completely correct. Where is this tweet? Here we go. Lucas Sedlak plays for the Flyers. This comes from Jordan Hall yesterday, December 17th. Tweeted, Lucas Sedlak is no longer with the Flyers for good. He has gone home. It was his decision. John Tortorella didn't want to speak for Sedlak, said he's a good man, will be missed.
That's bizarre. So he just packed his things and just wanted what?
So the article here, that was just the tweet. The article here, Lucas Sedlak was placed on unconditional waivers and will head back to his home country for personal reasons. He's one of the bottom 6 forwards for the Flyers. The Czech Republic native was claimed off waivers October 19th by the Flyers. During the summer, he signed a 1-year, $800,000 deal with the Avalanche after playing the previous 3 seasons in Russia for the KHL's Tractor Chelyabinsk. Sorry for butchering that if I did.
Yeah, good luck trying to pronounce that.
Sedlak, who turns 30 years old in February, was a top-line player overseas. He played for John Tortorella's Blue Jackets from 2016 to 2017 and 2018-2019. He said his return to the NHL this season didn't bring him what he expected. He had missed playing a larger role and hadn't been home, quote, really for the last 12 years, he said. The last few weeks I was trying to figure it out, if I enjoy it and if hockey is still giving me what I want from it, Sedlak said Saturday at Flyers Training Center. because I feel like my family has sacrificed a lot for me being here. I think now just the negatives kind of overweighed the positives. It's nothing with the organization, with the team, or anything like that. It's strictly kind of me trying to be home and play a little bit more. Sedlak and his fiance live in Prague, and he has been away from her, his parents, and his brother. She's studying and working too, so she's not here really now. That's one of the reasons as well. Sedlak had played well for the Flyers, giving them significant lift in their bottom six. And when the Flyers were banged up, he climbed in the lineup and saw some power play time as well. And in 27 games for the Flyers, he recorded 8 points, 3 goals, 5 assists, a +3 mark, and 12 minutes and 42 seconds minutes per game. He had 3 multi-point games. He's likely to join Pardubice in the Czech Extraliga. This is from Tortorella. He's a good man. We're going to miss him. He's a good man. I've known him for a number of years. He's played really well for us, and we're going to miss him, but this is something that is his decision. Sedlak expected to play a smaller role when he returned to the NHL. Said, when I came from Russia, I obviously played there a lot. I enjoyed playing a lot and kind of being the guy. I didn't expect to have that here. I knew what I was getting into. How many minutes, stuff like that. I thought I was going to feel better about it, and when I signed with Colorado, I kind of knew I might have a chance to win. I'm getting to a certain age where it's not just about being in the NHL, it's also about playing, having fun playing, because I don't know how many good years I have left. Sedlak will leave with some positives from his short time in Philadelphia. Quote, I remember how much Torts taught me when I was in Columbus. He taught me other things here as well. I will take that. He said, lots of good memories with the guys in the locker room. They were awesome to me. I don't know about you, and sure, he might miss his family and all that. John Tortorella this screams like there's something just totally wrong with this team, because not only that, after that, Torts benches Kevin Hayes the other night, who was the Flyers' leading scorer, just a healthy scratch. Healthy scratch for Kevin Hayes.
All right, now you're throwing. I thought it was like the larger role to me seems like he just wanted to be a star or a second line guy, or like have just like more like of a star role where opportunity for him to actually show his stuff, where he's not getting that and he's missing his family. I think it's like a culmination of things. Like, where are the Flyers right now in the standings?
Horrific. The Flyers currently ranked 30th in goals this year out of 31 or 32 NHL teams, and Tortorella benches Kevin Hayes. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, no, I'm blaming it on the team sucking and him saying, F this, I'm going to go home and see my family, because usually when things suck, you want to be around loved ones. And if things suck and you're not around loved ones, it makes it just that much worse. I stand with him. I stand with him, because I'm not going to stand with the Philadelphia Flyers. I'll tell you right now.
It is quite the scene with the Philadelphia Flyers, and this is why we don't talk about the Flyers that much unless Will Castorina comes on the show for the state of the Flyers address.
We don't talk about Flyers.
No. But we do talk about the Philadelphia Wings. Shout out to them. First win of the season. Big time win over the Georgia Swarm. Pitts, listen to this. You'll love this just from a sports standpoint. The Wings, we'll talk more about this on the Outside the Box podcast later on this week. But the Philadelphia Wings, listen to this. This is just such a great rivalry in the NLL. The Georgia Swarm and the Philadelphia Wings, their last 6 matchups dating back to January 2020 have all been decided by 1 goal.
Wow.
January 31st, 2020. And Philly has won 5 out of the last 6. January 31st, 2020, 12-11 Georgia. March 8th, 2020, 12-11 Philadelphia. January 8th, 2022, in overtime, 12-11 Philly. January 29th, 2022, 8-7 Philly. April 30th, 2022, 11-10 Philly. And just yesterday, as we record this, December 17th, 2022, 13-12 Philly.
So what's the line for this game? It has to be 1.5, right?
It was 1.5, yeah.
Yeah, you have to make it 1.5.
Georgia was favored by 1.5.
That's crazy. See, I love rivalries like that, where it's 1 point that separates them. It's not this blowout every time. Like, you're gonna get a good game. I'd see, and lacrosse is hard. Like, wait, is the Wings the box lacrosse?
Yes.
Oh, let's ride. Okay, yeah. So it was intense and it was awesome, like usual. Big fan of box lacrosse. I just wish they still had the Blaze. I think we're
the Boston Blaze, and then there
yeah.
was the New England Black Wolves, who were the former Philadelphia Wings, who are now the Albany Firewolves.
Yeah, good pal used to work for them.
Yeah, shout out to
pal.
Tyler. A lot of good
I
pals
just-
used to work for them.
I have a lot of people in my little networking circle that are like low key in lacrosse. Like Robin
Yeah.
Brown was in there for a while.
Yep.
Jen Hildebrand.
Yep.
Shout out her. Obviously,
Amber
Bro.
Cox back in it.
Amber Cox.
She's now working in Panther City, Fort Worth, with the Panther City Lacrosse Club.
Wow. Damn. Yeah, I'm very kid. It's still
Jen
weirdly-
Fucci, same thing, was with New England, then followed Amber to the National Women's Soccer League, and now Panther City.
Dana Feigenbaum. Rosenbaum.
She was with the Wing. Dana is the first PR person to give us credentials.
No way. That is a small world.
And then Dana went to work for Halifax because her husband was playing there. Kyle now plays for the Wings.
Nice.
And I see Dana every summer because Kyle plays in the PLL as well for Chaos.
That's so funny. That is so
I'm very, very good friends with Dana and Kyle.
That is very interesting. Wow.
So shout out to our lacrosse fam. Go subscribe to the Outside the Box podcast. Pitt's what was the other topic I was going to bring up here?
Let me get it up quick if I can find it.
It was something kind of funny.
Sixers fine group surprise segment. Eagles big win. That's what I got to see on Twitter here.
Yeah, that might be it then.
I think that might be it.
Oh, did you watch the World Cup final?
No.
I gotta say, one of the most electric sporting events I've taken in.
Really?
Electric. Messi's the GOAT.
Well, yeah,
Officially. Finally gets the World Cup trophy.
I'm very happy for him. Did you know something
Mbappe,
about Messi?
stud.
Did you know that
inform me.
Messi and I share the same birthday?
Huh.
Two goats.
Interesting.
Two champs. Same birthday. I don't know. Just coincidence.
That's pretty sick.
Let's
wrap with that. I love talking about this. This is one of my favorite things to ever discuss with people. When's your birthday, Pitts?
June 24th.
June 24th.
6/24.
Famous birthdays. I love talking about, my famous birthday people.
Yeah, it's a good conversation. It's a nice
It's
icebreaker.
so great. So I'm pulling up yours here. So you've obviously got Messi.
I see.
You've got Tana Mongeau, social media star. Tana Mojo.
I think I know that is great. Okay.
Let's see. Solange.
Solange Knowles. Yep. Beyonce's sister, which is
Mindy
funny.
Kaling from The Office.
No way. All right. Nice. Who else, I wonder?
You got the R&B singer. I think it's pronounced Black, but he's got the number 6 for the B.
Oh, okay.
He's got
What
your
do you
birthday.
think?
He's got a lot. I can't even think.
Yeah.
Minka Kelly has your birthday.
Wait, isn't that Friday Night Lights?
I
Yes.
believe so.
Yeah, it's Lila Garrity.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Matt Turner, the Team USA goalie,
Oh, all right.
former New England Revolution goalie, now playing at Arsenal. Let's see here. Anybody else? JJ Redick.
No way. That's mad funny. Do we got yours?
I know a lot of mine off the top of my head, but I'll pull up the list here. So I have quite the list. I've got Winona Ryder,
Nice.
legend. I've got Bob Ross.
Oh, legend in the
Beat
art.
the devil out of it.
Legend in the art community.
I've got Gabrielle Union, legend.
Oh,
Legend. YouTube sensation Stromedy.
okay, I don't think I've heard of him.
Tove Lo, pop singer Tove Lo.
Okay.
Tracy Ellis Ross, legend.
Okay.
She's the wife on Blackish.
Oh yeah. Okay.
This one's gonna be a yes from me, dog. Randy Jackson.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's a great one. Let's see who else is on this list. Oh, you'll love this one. You know everybody's favorite social media like little sibling Gavin.
Yes.
Me and Gavin have the
No
same birthday.
way.
Yeah, me and Gavin have the
I
same
used to watch
birthday.
so many Gavin vines. I used to love that kid. Oh, that's hilarious. That's wicked funny.
This is just a funny one. You know that rap group like YBN?
Yeah, I've heard of them, I think.
I share a birthday with YBN Glizzy.
Where do they get these names? Like, who is thinking about these names? Like, I'm
No
gonna come
idea.
into Y&B Glizzy.
And then I also share a birthday with rest in peace, Beth, Dog the Bounty Hunter's former wife.
Biff.
Rest in peace, Beth. We love you, Beth.
I just all I can picture anytime I hear Beth now is I watch so much South Park when Cartman reenacts Dog the Bounty Hunter. He's like he does his own about the hall monitor, and he gets his own crew, and he has his own Beth. Oh, it's just so funny.
Can you guess what the number one song was released on my birthday?
Like dog. What year?
In 1994, so a year after I was born. But on my birthday, this song premiered.
White Flag.
No, it's pretty popular around this time of year, though.
Oh, is it All I Want for Christmas Is You, Mariah Carey?
Yep.
Wow, that's it. Wow, that's a
Let's
hell of
see.
a time.
Number one song, June 24. What year were you born?
96.
1996.
I think I've looked this up before, and it's a letdown. I think.
Oh, you might have a good one. Oh, you've got a great number one song.
What is it?
It's The Crossroads by Bone Thugs and Harmony. That's a great song.
Boom, 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 boom.
That
That is
a
a
great
banger.
one.
That is a banger. Damn, that is a good one. All right.
Let's see, and mine is still Mariah Carey, The Dream Lover by Mariah Carey. Banger.
Okay. Interesting.
Mariah Carey just loves my birthday. What can I say?
It does, apparently. Let's put out bangers around
That's
here.
all we drop around here. Drop
Right.
super hot fire. Well, let's see what the number one song was on the pod's anniversary so we can potentially play it. On February 7th, 2018.
Oh, it's definitely gonna.
Oh,
Wop.
come on.
Fetty Wap.
It's a perfect song for us starting a company.
Nice for what? No.
Same artist.
Oh, it's Drake. Oh, Start from the Bottom.
No,
Oh,
Close.
that would be a good one.
it's God's plan.
Oh, that's ridiculous. You know what? Now that like you mention it, that was junior year, and that was like played everywhere, and every just sorority girl is like, "Do you think you love me?" I tell them, "Oh, they've hotly," and every girl is just going like, "Ah,
50 dub.
go fucking ballistic with their $9 vodka sodas in like a sippy cup." Like,
That's electric. That's the number one song on February 7th, 2018. God's Plan by Drake.
that is incredible. that is pretty wild.
We are doing some fun plans for the anniversary show this year, though, so stay tuned for that as it gets closer.
Yeah, 491. We're getting close to 500.
I talked to a good pal of mine who used to be part of the show as our OG producer.
Nice.
If he listened all the way, he might be coming back for the anniversary show.
Oh,
Just to say what's up.
What's poppin'?
So there you go. That's a little tease there, but shout out to all the homies. We love all the homies. Pitts, that little memory lane thing there with our birthdays and birthday twins brought to you by Tomahawk Shades, the best small batch eyewear in the game. Pitts, I know you go snowboarding and skiing a little bit around this time of year, don't you?
Yeah, of course I do.
You can get the Tomahawk Shades ski and snow goggles now. They are back in stock for the season. TomahawkShades.com. You can use code USP for 25% off your order, and that makes the snow and ski goggles about $108.
Ooh.
And from what I've been told, that's a pretty darn good deal. So shout out to the homies at Tomahawk Shades. Get your sunglasses, your blue light glasses, your snow and ski goggles, tomahawkshades.com. Code USP for 25% off your order. This has been episode number 491. It's crazy to think we're almost at 500 as we get set for a new year pretty soon. We'll be back on Wednesday night, twitch.tv/undergroundsportsphi, myself and Matt, getting ready for Christmas Eve football. Eagles, Cowboys, biggest game of the year, where the Eagles can clinch that number 1 seed in the NFC for the first time since 2017. And we're looking forward to it. Make sure you guys are following us on the socials at Underground PHI, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.com/@UndergroundSportsPHI. Follow Pitts on Twitter at Pat_Pitts and Pitsy35 on Instagram. Follow me at KBIZZL311 on Twitter and KBIZZLE11 on Instagram. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Leave those 5-star ratings and reviews. It does go a long way for helping the show continue to grow and helping more people figure out who the heck we are. Go subscribe, leave a 5-star review, be a friend, tell a friend this Christmas. Tell them that's what you want. You want your favorite podcast to be subscribed to on Apple and Spotify and on YouTube. YouTube.com/@UndergroundSportsPhiladelphia. You get full video episodes of every single podcast. You get live streams. You get live content. You get original content. YouTube.com/@UndergroundSportsPhiladelphia. We're at 330 subscribers, trying to get to 350 before the ball drops. So go subscribe. Be a friend, tell a friend. When you're going out this holiday season, pull out your phone. Hold up a QR code. Tell them to subscribe. Big thank you to our sponsors who make this show happen. Main Auto LLC, Security 21 Security Systems, Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated, and the Dental Wellness Center of Vineland. Of course, go get your merch, phiapparel.co. Use code UNDERGROUND for 10% off your order. It's the easiest and most direct way you guys can support us and help us continue growing this thing and taking it to the gosh darn moon before Elon gets there. So go subscribe and go get your merch. But this has been episode number 491 of Underground Sports Philadelphia, Victory Monday edition. For Patty Pitts, I'm KB. Till next time, we are getting the heck out of here and signing off. Peace.